Welcome back again. We are in Matthew 15, part 2, and this is a little bit of an interesting passage to me because of what's taking place. But let's dig in, and we are in verse 21, going through verse 28. Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. Sidon, I think is that how you pronounce it. Now, this is a Gentile area. In fact, we've even had a reference to this in verse 11 through 20. Matthew 11:21, which reads, let me turn there. Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida! If the miracles that were performed in you had been performed in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. So here we are. Now he has withdrawn to this region, and he's giving them a chance. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is suffering terribly from demon possession. Now notice she calls him Lord, Son of David. She is referring to him as the Messiah. And this is somebody from the Gentile region, the ones that were considered to be wicked. Jesus did not answer a word. He's silent. So his disciples came to him and urged him, send her away, for she keeps crying out after us. So clearly he's not answering her, so she's continuing to pursue and cry out to him, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. The woman came and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. He replied, it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs. Yes, Lord, she said, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered, Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted. And her daughter was healed from that very hour. Okay, so I find this interesting that he has withdrawn to this area in Tyre Sidon. He's been around, we just talked about the last portion that was a little longer than I meant, but he's been around the Israelites and the religious people, and it's clearly bugging him because now he's withdrawn. It doesn't say he went or he decided that he withdrew. The word there is actually in reference to, or the word withdrew is the connotation there is actually to find refuge, to withdraw, to retreat. So this is he's had it with the people of Israel, especially with the Pharisees, that he's actually going to find refuge in Gentile area, not just any Gentile area, but the entire Sidon, which is where he had said these were wicked people, that they would repent if these signs came to him. So I just find that interesting that that's what he does. And this is a Canaanite woman who, again, this was an enemy of Israel. This is pagan worshipers that were condemned in the Old Testament, and that Jesus is going to these people, not just to go to them, because it says that when he went to Nazareth that he went to that region, but here he's withdrawing to that region for refuge as a retreat. So, okay, that was just my side note that I was taking away from this. It was very, very fascinating to me. So Jesus doesn't answer, and then, of course, then we just talked about the unclean and clean spirit and what comes out of the mouth and all this. Well, here's a mom who's unclean because she's from the pagan region, pagan worshipers that were considered to be unclean. She has an unclean child that is demon possessed, but she becomes clean because of the words of her mouth that make her clean. So, because what comes out of the abundance of the heart, she recognizes that he's Messiah, Son of David, and then on top of that, she's approaching him in a way that's respectful, and she's not. She doesn't actually get angry with him in what seems like a derogatory way of speaking. Now, Jesus, when he says dogs, we've referred to this before. The dogs that was used in, I think it was Matthew 7, those dogs were scavenger type of hound dogs. And this one here in this passage is different. This word is for a small dog that was kept more as a house pet. So these would be ones that would receive the food from the master's table, but not the scavenging dogs. It was a different treatment of them. So Jesus is telling her it's not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs, because the children would be the children of Israel. And he's coming to the lost sheep of Israel. But he's saying this while he's in a Gentile region. So he's saying, I've come only to the lost sheep of Israel. He's withdrawn for refuge to the Gentile area. But his intent and purpose the first mission is always to the lost sheep of Israel. They are lost. They're blind, as we were talking about. They have these blind guides. My mission is for these people, and I'm frustrated right now. And so I've retreated here just to kind of get away and have a moment to just release. But she's, of course, she's asking, and so he's supposed to have had this spread for the Israelites, and here she's saying, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. And so, of course, Jesus responds to her in great love. Now, why he does not answer a word? Maybe the point of it is, again, that we talked about before: ask, seek, knock. Let's check the motive of your heart. Are you truly going to persevere and pursue? And why are you doing it? Are you going to give up? What is the purpose behind your pursuit? And maybe that's why he was doing that with her too. Is are you truly hungering after me? Do you truly believe that I can bring healing? Or is this just a passing phase kind of thing? So here we are with this woman, and also he's contrasting the Jewish view with his own view, because he's basically saying this is what the Jews think. I mean, he just had this whole conversation with the Pharisees about their views, their oral traditions that were added to the law. And so, and even in the Old Testament, there would be ones that were maybe Canaanites, but they could become engrafted into the Jewish faith. We see that with Ruth. So it was possible, and Rahab even. So there are ones that were able to be a part of the Jewish culture and faith. And so Jesus is contrasting what the Pharisees were saying with that they're dogs. You don't want any kind of connection with them. Same thing they believe with the Samaritans, keep that distance. But he contrasted it when she responds, but even the dogs receive the crumbs. And he says, it's like his heart is just gets that sigh of relief. Finally, woman, you have great faith. Your request has been granted, and her daughter is healed. So we leave off with this one. This one's a little bit more of a dig into, because there's a lot here. But hopefully you can take away and kind of meditate on this one a little bit more. I think the Lord can reveal far more whenever you just think through these stories and say, Lord, what is it that you're wanting to reveal to me in this story? So enjoy that today, and I will see you tomorrow.